Hey guys, welcome back to eBike Random Adventures. Today we're going to be taking a look at this WALLKE H7 all-wheel drive electric bike. The H7 is a really well spec'd out bike, guys. It comes with dual motors. You get 1600 watts in the rear, 1600 watts in the front, giving you a total of 3200 watts of peak power on this bike. The bike comes with a couple battery options, but this one is the absolutely massive 60 amp hour, 2880 watt hour, 48 volt battery. This giant battery has a claimed range of up to 200 miles. To get any sort of range like that, you're definitely going to need to be riding on the lower power settings on single motor. That's going to depend on the rider weight, the riding conditions. Either way, with this 60 amp hour battery, you're going to get a whole lot of miles out of this bike. You're going to be riding around without range anxiety. It's going to be nice. This is a dual suspension bike, guys. You do get this adjustable dual crown fork suspension in the front. You also get this 4-bar suspension in the rear. You get a nice cushy seat, so when you are going on those long bike rides, you're going to be riding in comfort. This is a large bike, guys. It does have a really long wheelbase, and even though it's built out of aluminum with this dual motor setup and this giant battery, this thing does weigh in at 120 pounds. I don't usually weigh the batteries, guys, but since this is a big bike, I'm going to get the battery out of here and see how much you can reduce the weight by taking the battery out in case you need to transport the bike. Let me unlock it here with the key. Oh yeah, this big battery is definitely a big part of the weight of this bike. All right, guys, just the battery by itself weighed in at 30.3 pounds. So if you need to transport the bike, put it in the back of the truck or something, you're probably definitely going to want to take this 30-pound battery out of here, transport that separately. That's really going to reduce the weight of the bike a lot. The battery just plugs in with this big cord here. You can put your fingers inside there and plug it in. And then as you can see, the seat is a real easy flip seat so you can get your battery out. All right, guys, let me show you how I fit on the bike. I am 6 foot tall. The website does say this bike can fit a rider from 5'8.5" up to 6'6". This is the seat on minimum. I do have 32-inch inseams. And I can stand flat-footed, seat on the minimum. There's a little space below me, but not a whole lot, guys. The bike does drop a little bit since it is full suspension, but you can tell the suspension is a little bit more on the firm side, so it doesn't drop that much. If I get up on my tippy toes, I probably do have about 3 or 4 inches below me, so somebody 5'8" could probably ride the bike. You're probably going to be standing on your tippy toes as you get on there. Let me put the seat up high. Let's see how high it goes. It's got a massive seat post, guys. 33.8 millimeters on the seat post. Let me put it in the minimum insertion point. Seat post goes super high, guys. If you want to ride like a giant, I'm not even going to attempt to get on that. It's way too high. I put the seat post up about 3 or 4 inches from minimum. That's probably about the perfect height for me at 6 foot tall. All right, guys, let me get you in a little bit closer. Take a closer look at the bike. You do get 20x4-inch fat tires on this one. They do say VPOS. They are called Velocity. It does say steel puncture guard on there, 50 TPI. Here's a look at your front hub motor, guys. Here's a look at your front suspension. You do get the lockout and rebound. It does have the clicks over here. This is a look at your front headlight, guys. It is a nice looking headlight. You do get plastic fenders as well. The tires do have a knobby tread pattern here. Here's a look at the handlebar style. I did add this Gaciron Cetus 1700 light on here myself. We'll check this out later. Here's a look at the frame, guys. It does say WALLKE down the side. The decals kind of turn silver. They kind of turn red depending on what angle you look at them. They did put the WALLKE website right there on the frame. It does say H7 all-wheel drive down here. Here's a look at your crankset, guys. It does have a nice machined aluminum chain guard here. The pedals do say WALLKE also. Interestingly, it does come with folding pedals, even though this is not a folding bike. But I guess that could give you a little bit of extra space when you're storing the bike. They are metal though, not plastic. Get a really long chain on this one, guys, because this is a long wheelbase bike. Back here in the rear, you do get the Shimano turning derailleur, and you do get the Shimano 7-speed gear set. Here's a look at that 4-bar suspension frame. It does connect down here on the bottom. You do get these springs on either side, and they do look to be adjustable. The rear rack is all welded, guys. This thing is super solid. Here's a look at the rear seat. Here's a look at the seat. It does say WALLKE on the back. It does have a nice leather feel to it. It does have some good padding. That's going to come in handy on the long rides you can do on this bike. One thing I forgot to mention, guys, you do get these nice mag wheels on this one. You don't have to worry about spokes. Let's take a look at the brakes. You do get Logan branded hydraulic disc brakes. They have huge 203mm disc rotors, and these are some pretty thick rotors also, guys. I did find the numbers on the motors. They are here on the side. They do say 48 volt, 1000 watts. These motors are 1000 watt nominal, but they do peak out at 1600 watts each. You do get the same Logan 203mm hydraulic brakes in the rear. Let's take a look at the handlebars. Starting on the left, you do get rounded hand grips on this one. You do get some nice long Logan brake levers. This is what your control panel looks like. Let's power up the bike. Press and hold this power button in the center. This is my light add-on here. Let's take a look at your display, guys. You do get your battery level indication up there in the top. You get the large mile per hour reading. This is going to be your pedal assist reading right here in the center. You get 5 levels of pedal assist. This is going to show you which configuration your motors are in. Right now it's in rear wheel drive. To change from rear motor to front motor and dual motor, you're going to press and hold the I, and the little stars are going to change. Now that's front motor. Press it again. You get dual motor. Press it again. Back to rear motor. If you press the I button more quickly, you're going to cycle through your features here. You get odometer, max, average, trip, back to odometer. To turn your headlight on, you're going to press the button right here on the right side. Also going to dim down your display. This bike has a really nice bright headlight beam, guys, and it does have a nice wide pattern also at the bottom. This bike don't have turn signals, guys, but you do get a nice tail light in the rear, and when you pull the brake levers, it lights up nice and bright. It does say WALLKE on it. I think it's pretty cool. You do get a really large charger that can output 10 amps. It also has a nice cooling fan. It has some nice heat sinks on it so it can stay cool. You should be able to charge up this bike in just 6 hours using this 10 amp charger. Let's see what this rear motor runs up to. Pedal assist 5. Showing about 31 here. We'll test it out on the street. All right, let's take this bike out for a ride. All right, guys, let's check out these pedal assist levels. This is pedal assist level 1, single motor. Gives us about 9 miles an hour. Let's bump it up, pedal assist level 2. 13.8, 13.7. Let's bump it up, pedal assist level 3. I'm already in gear 5. Let me get into 7th gear here. So pedal assist level 3, 20 miles an hour. That's probably going to be about as comfortable as I would want to pedal. It's a decent cadence at about 20 miles an hour. Let's turn it around here. We'll check pedal assist level 4. I am going to use the throttle now because I don't think I want to be pedaling any faster than that 20 miles an hour. Looks like it cut us off at about 26, 27. We're going to test our hill climbing ability right here on this hill. This is probably about a 15-degree hill. Pedal assist 5, single motor, then we'll come back and test it on dual motor. We're going to do throttle only here. A lot of bikes can only pull this at about 13 miles an hour. And looks like it did about the same as a lot of single motor bikes. Just dropped down into the 13s, 13, 14 miles an hour, maybe slightly faster than a lot of the single motor bikes that I try out. Now let's try it in dual motor and see what she'll do. All right, we're gonna start from the same place here. Press and hold this I. First it'll change you to front wheel drive. You guys wanna try it on front wheel drive? Let's try it on front wheel drive, why not? Then we'll come back and do dual. I think you get a little vibration out of that headlight. It's got all those cooling fins on it. Yeah, that's what it is. That noise is just the headlight, guys. Not quite as good on front motor, but still pulled us up at 11 miles an hour. See, if I put my hand on that headlight, that noise is gone. Might have to adjust the tightness of that headlight to get rid of that vibration. That being said, with the throttle, it's not like it's not super crazy even on front wheel drive. Like, it doesn't feel scary like you're gonna spin out the front wheel or anything. It's kind of the way the power comes on is kind of more in a safe manner. It looks like it would still accelerate you on up to 30 miles an hour even on front wheel drive. All right, let's see here. Press and hold the I. All right, we got both of our stars on, dual motor. Let's rip up the hill here. Let's see what it'll do. Pedal assist 5, dual motor, throttle only. All right, guys, ripped up the hill there, added about 10 miles an hour extra by putting it on dual motor. Let's see if I can change it on the fly. Yep, you can. That's nice. You can change from single to dual motor while you're riding, so that's a nice feature. All right, guys, pedal assist 5. I'm gonna see what we can get for top speed on single motor, pedal assist 5 here. It's kind of mild off the line, guys, with the throttle. Ramping up. All right, guys, it got us up to 31. Definitely very mild off the line. Even on pedal assist 5 with the throttle. Nice and mild off the line there. It's a pretty safe bike here, guys. Let me try to spin the pedals off the line. I'm in gear 7, so I'm just gonna basically be rotating. I just wanna see if the power changes at all. Almost feels like it gives you a little bit extra power through the cadence sensor. It feels like it accelerates it. I'm not pressing the pedals, I'm just rotating. Gonna do this dual motor acceleration run, pedal assist 5, and then we will hit the radar gun up here, see what our top speed is. Pretty fast. I'm gonna hit about 15 here, hit the brakes here after this pavement here. All right, so the brakes work really good, guys. I mean, it only took us 5 feet to stop from 15. I've had Logan brakes before with 180s. These are 203s. These brakes are awesome. They can absolutely shut this bike down. It only showed us 29 miles an hour on the radar gun. And I actually felt it cutting the power. Like as soon as this display hit about 31, 32 on the reading, it actually cut the power on us. Let me come back at it again. I'll try to put in a little bit pedaling, but really the pedaling is, I don't think I can keep up the cadence at that speed. So I thought the bike had a pretty quick acceleration. The only annoying thing is that headlight that's vibrating on us, but let me run it back again here, guys. Put some pedaling in. That's what it is, guys. Out of the box, I got 30 miles an hour, even when I was pedaling there, even though I could hardly keep up pedaling. Let me see if there's any way to get in here and unlock this thing further. The bike has plenty more power, but it cuts you off electronically. I found a comment from WALLKE on another video. It looks like we're going to be installing this Ebike app right here. Let's install it. Other versions of Ebike. You're going to have to hit this install anyhow because it's saying it was built for an older version of Android. Install anyway. You guys need to work on this app, guys. Alright. Gotta create an account. Let me go through all this, guys. We'll get back with you. Alright, I do see a connection up here on the bike. And it's showing my odometer, so we are connected. Showing my voltage. Showing my trip. Let's see what are the options here. I'll turn the headlight on. Yeah, you can turn the headlight on and off right there. Pretty cool. Let's check the settings here. Let's see if there's anything to do with speed. Okay, whatever. Bottom line, guys. I'm in the app. Current is limited to 30 amps. Speed is limited to 51. And I don't see anywhere where you can up that at all. 51 kilometers per hour is 31.69, guys. That's what it's limited at. Since you can't really unlock the bike any farther using that app, I'm going to go ahead and say the top speed I got on the bike, guys, is 30 miles an hour. So it is what it is. Let me go through the park here. Get our headlight on. You can see the headlight nice and bright. Does rattle though. I do believe it might just be the battery giving us a little bit of rattle. You might need to put a little bit of foam padding in behind here. That'll definitely take care of that rattle. All right, guys. Let's see. Let's do a little bit of off-roading here. I need to tone down the power here a little bit. Probably could do this on single motor, to be honest. This is not real steep or anything. Let me do that. I'm gonna switch it to single motor. Single motor, bump it up to 3. There you go. Yeah, that's about all the power you need for this kind of light trail riding. You don't need all that dual motor. Save your dual motor for when you get to the real big steep hills. Pretty comfortable ride. Suspension is definitely working. I'm not really sure when you would use front wheel drive, but all wheel drive is definitely handy here. Man, pulled us right through all that real thick chopped wood there. Let me shoot across here in all wheel drive. Nice. It can easily handle this stuff, guys. Tall grass and all this stuff, no problem. Across the big ditch here. Dual motors up this hill here. All right, pull the sign up. That's it, guys. That's the off-roading I'm gonna do. The bike is definitely designed more for the street. You're carrying around that 30-pound battery. It does have suspension in the rear, but it's not like a long travel suspension. It's more of a, you know, save your butt from the potholes type suspension. But if you need to get off-road, you can definitely do it on this. You can climb some nice hills like this. Plenty of power for that. Woo! The bike could absolutely rip down a trail, guys. If you just want to do some dirt road riding or some gravel road riding or something like that, the suspension and the power is definitely enough for that. We just blasted across that dam back there. Hit these speed bumps and test the suspension out. Yeah, that's what the suspension is, a little bit more tuned for street riding, guys. Like when you hit these speed bumps, it feels pretty good on the rear end. Definitely not harsh or anything like that when you're going over the bumps. Well, I'm gonna tone it down just a hair here, guys. I'm gonna put it back to single motor. The way the bike is tuned, the power kind of ramps up on you, comes on nice and slow, and then peaks out. So yeah, the bike can do the top speed also on the single motor. Just takes a little bit longer to accelerate, but it gets up there. My favorite part of the bike so far is the brakes. The big brakes are awesome. Like I said, I've tried Logan brakes multiple times, but this is my first time trying the 203s, and they're really good. I think it's pretty cool that they gave us this full twist throttle. That's a really nice feature of the bike. The bike also does have a really loud horn. One feature they did not put on the bike is cruise control. It would be nice if it had cruise control since this is a long-range bike, but at least they gave you the full twist throttle that you can hold easily. Let me stop here for a minute and give you guys a look at this light. It's actually a really bright one, guys. Let's take a look at that tail light. Pretty neat, the way it says WALLKE on it. Actually does have a nice bright brake light, as you see there on the ground. Really lights up when you pull those brake levers. Guys, let me turn this light off for a minute here, and I'm going to give you guys a look at my other light that I put on the bike. This one is called the Gaciron Cetus 1700. There is a button here on the side to turn it on. You press and hold that. This light actually has high beam and low beam, guys. Press and hold it for 2 seconds, it'll turn on. Once the light is on, you can control everything from the little remote control switch up here on the handlebars. This does glow in the dark. Let me show you what this light can do here, guys. This is on low. Both of these are low beam. The first one was the low beam. This is the higher low beam. Now it's going to switch to high beam. Now let's put it on the highest high beam. And that is 1700 lumens right there. Really bright, guys, nice and wide. Of course, you can angle the beam up and down. But I'm pretty amazed at how bright that actually is, guys. Check that out. Let me just compare that for a minute to the regular headlight that we have here. Let me press and hold it to turn it off. So yeah, the Gaciron Cetus 1700 light that I got mounted here on the front is actually quite a bit brighter than this stock light here. Looks like it came back on in the same mode we had it on. Yeah, it did. Now that's back to low. Now if you press and hold this for 2 seconds, it's going to switch to a completely different mode, guys. You got to hold it for the full 2 seconds. Turns off, turns on. Gives you that pulsing light. Now that it's in the second mode, you press it again, it's going to turn on to a strobing light. And if you want to get back to your normal modes, press and hold the button for a full 2 seconds again. It'll take you back to whatever setting you had it on in the first place. Alright guys, that's a look at the Cetus 1700 light. I will put the link for this light in the description of the video also. If you do purchase this light, they are going to give you another free light as a gift. Alright, back to the ride. Alright guys, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to keep riding this bike, keep adding up some miles on it. And a little bit later when I get back to my area, I will cut back in, show you guys how many miles I did. And I'll show you how much battery we have left. And I'll give you my final thoughts on the bike. Alright guys, I'm back at home. I don't usually make it all the way back home, but it got so dark outside you just couldn't see anything at all. There's no moon or anything tonight, so I have put 35.6 miles on this ride, on this trip, and the battery is showing basically half full. If you go into the app, it's showing something very similar. It's showing us like 48.2 volts, which is basically about half full. I rode it hard, pedal assist 4, pedal assist 5 the majority of the time, and very little actual pedaling. So this is pretty much all electric only range, guys. And we got 35 miles, 35.6 miles, showing half the battery left. So electric only range is looking like you're going to be able to get somewhere between 50 and 70 miles of electric only range out of this bike with ease, guys. That's a lot of range. It does have a huge battery. Let me give you my final thoughts on the WALLKE H7, guys. It is a pretty good cruising bike for long range, long distance. This seat turned out to be really comfortable after all those miles. My tail was not really hurting, so this is a pretty good seat. Along with the suspension setup, gave us a pretty comfortable ride for all those miles. There was only a couple small issues with the bike during the ride, and it's just very easy things to fix. The battery needs a little bit of foam here in the case or something like that to keep it from rattling. Basically, the same thing was going on with the headlight when you were using the front motor. This headlight has a whole bunch of cooling fins on it, and they just kind of have a little resonance vibration when you use that front motor. So I don't know if you can tighten this up a little bit, but it's not really a big deal, guys. The bike has really great brakes. I do love those 203mm hydraulic Logan brakes. They were really good. I think it'll be a pretty handy bike if you want to give somebody a ride on the back. We went and did a little bit of off-roading, a little bit of trail riding in this video. I don't think the bike is really set up for doing heavy-duty off-roading, stuff like that, especially when you're carrying around a giant battery like that, guys. This is definitely more of a street cruiser. But as you saw in the video, we were able to do the trail riding and the off-roading with no problem. The bike has plenty of power. I mean, you are rocking an all-wheel drive setup, so it was able to carry us up all the hills and stuff like that. Alright guys, if you like the WALLKE H7 all-wheel drive bike, I will put the link for this bike in the description below the video. Please hit like and subscribe to the channel for more e-bike and scooter content like this. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.